Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Grow with G Days. If you're new here, get comfortable, take your chair, maybe a cup of coffee or water. Anyway, I'm Tammy. I run this channel with my children, but obviously today you get to see my face alone. And if you're already subscribed as per family concern, thank you so much for coming back again to watch our video. But please do not forget to like it. But if it's your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe and like as well. Today we'll be talking about something that I'm really passionate about, because a lot of people have been reaching out to me. As you all know, I also, studied my master's in the UK, and after that I was able to get a sponsored job for in the organization that I work with. And so I'll be sharing 3 things that you need to really have in mind when you're choosing your school, because I get to hear oh, what's the cheapest school in the UK? Oh, where's the cheapest place to stay in the UK? But I would be sharing 3 things that you need to put into consideration before you start to think of, oh, what's the cheapest place, or maybe the agents trying to push a school to you to enroll into. So yes, enjoy. Number 1, you have to be able to identify your goal. What is your goal for wanting to study? I've spoken with some people that would say, you know what, Tammy, I want to study because I really want to get that experience, that global experience to what I do now. So after studying, I'm going back to my country. That can determine the type of school you go to. So come with me, right? I'm still making a point here. Another goal is that, you know what, for my own type of goal, my goal was that I wanted to relocate, right? And if you would want to relocate, you have to put into consideration that, okay, if I'm relocating, what are the jobs in demand in the UK, for example, in the context that we're trying to say. So when you're able to identify that, okay, my goal is to relocate, then the other point you also want to consider is that, okay, my goal is to relocate, but I can actually do any work that I get after, my studies. I do not mind to do anything, be it, let's say, be it maybe the healthcare industry, the education, whatever it is, right? But for my own, when I was thinking of studying, I wanted to study something that would give me not only the opportunity to relocate to the UK, or relocate permanently to the UK, but also progress in my career. I wanted something around what I've been doing back in my country, and also, at least make some progress. So I did not want to do anything else apart from what I was doing, and obviously, pivot into tech as well. So my own goal will also determine the type of the course and the school that I would like to choose. And like I said, your own goal might be just that I just want to relocate and maybe get a sponsored job, because you also have to think of that as well. So are you thinking of getting a sponsored role also? Because that also would guide your strategy to the type of school you go to. This point I'm trying to make, what I'm trying to teach you here, is that you have to know your goal, then you work your way backwards. That is what you can actually attract what you want. So when you know your goal, that okay, it's just for me to relocate, I do not mind taking up anything that I find myself doing, then you have to start to think, okay, what are the jobs in demand so that I can get a sponsored role. So you want to now start to think, okay, be it you've been in the banking before, be it you've been an engineer, whatever you've been doing back home before, or you've been a stay-at-home mom, whatever it is. But because your goal is that I do not mind to do anything, I just want to leave my country, then you can start to say, okay, let me go into the job, the occupation in demand list, which I would also drop the link below in my channel, so you can just have go there to access the sites there. So when you're able to see the list and you're able to say, okay, this is what they actually need, okay, maybe do I take a course in that? And when you take a course around that, then that can guide your your course decision, your school decision as well. So let me break it down again. So if you are now saying, okay, my goal is to say, okay, the job, any job, right? And you say, okay, maybe I should pivot into the healthcare system, in the healthcare sector, in the sense that, okay, maybe nursing, for example, because those are jobs in demand. So for example, nursing, right? So if you're going to do nursing, yeah, your choice of school might not really really matter. But let me give for my own situation, as because my own situation is that I want to progress in my career, and I know what it takes to actually progress in your career, in my own type of career in the UK. So which leads me to the next strategy of what you have to now start to think about, because at this point, it's not what your agents have told you to do, it's not what schools your agents have told you to go to. It's now that, yes, I know my goal, as I've tried to explain to you, that when you're able to identify your goal, then my next point would explain further as to what you do about your goal. So we move to the second point. So moving ahead to the second point is that, okay, now you know your goal. Like, my goal is probably to relocate. I do not really care about career progression. I do not even have anything doing at the moment, but at least I want to use, this opportunity to, move to a different country. So that would now determine the second point now is that, okay, what type of organization do you want to work for? So for my own case, I like to be very practical. So in my own situation, like I said, I wanted a career progression. I wanted to pivot into tech. So what did I have to do then? And when for my own type of role, I wanted to work for like a big organization. That's why I'm saying you have to ask yourself. These are questions, genuine questions you really have to ask yourself before you jump on the bandwagon and saying, oh, I just want to study in the UK so that I can, relocate, or for whatever reason that we've highlighted in the first point. But now we're moving forward. Obviously, if your first point, let's say for your goal is just to come study, to be honest, you can't study anywhere. It's just if your reason is, I just want to learn and get a more global view to what I do, you can actually choose any school, because it will make sense. Yeah, right. You would add more value, when you go back home, to bring value to whatever you do there. So you can choose any school. But now we're moving to the second point. If your reason is that I actually want to relocate and attract an organization that can actually sponsor me. So what type of organization? So I'm giving myself, like I've said, like my own is, I want to progress in my career. I want to pivot into tech. So I wanted also to work in a big tech company. So my strategy will be different from someone that, is saying, I just want to relocate. And the choice is that, okay, maybe I pivot into nursing, healthcare assistant, or education, maybe teaching or something like that, which I'm going, really into. So if you would want to like pivot into like tech or work with big organizations, you have to identify that, big organizations, your university, your choice of university is going to play a big part. And that why is that? Not because they want to do that, because many people want to work for them. So they have like millions and thousands of applications, every year for those type of roles. So what is going to set you apart, right, in your CV? And that is why your choice of university here really, really matters. So in my research, I found, I understood the fact that, when you go to Russell Group schools, if you don't know that, you can research that Russell Group schools, like something similar like to Ivy League schools, or so to say, like top universities in the UK. So you want to research that list and say, okay, these are the Russell Group schools, or is this Russell Groups, is this particular university in, in whatever location that I would need to like settle in. So let me give an example, practicable. I wanted to, study in the UK. So I looked for Russell Group schools in the UK that were present in the UK, and that informed my decision of picking my choice of university, and saying, oh, it's in London. Sorry, it's in London that I wanted my schooling. So if you wanted to just go like, okay, you want to settle in Manchester, you want to look at, okay, what list of schools, Russell Groups, are in Manchester, for example. And like I was saying, you don't have to go to a Russell Group school. I'm just saying, if your choice is like, I want to work for a big organization, an established organization, a global organization, then your choice of school really, really matters. Because when they're trying to choose, going through your application, that is going to be like, okay, let's give this one some chance. I'm not saying they don't give anybody chances. I'm just saying if you want to if you want to be effective, like in your applications, if you want to stay on top of, that list, if you want to be like top of mind when it comes to this, your applications, these are all the things. Nobody's going to tell you this, so I'm telling you, this is what I've done, and I've helped many people do this, create strategy as well. So when you say, okay, that's what I want, this is the type of organization that I want to work for, then that would now guide. So that means, okay, I have to go. Now you're not thinking of cheap school, but now, yes, and to be honest, many of the schools can be a bit expensive. Their courses might be expensive as well. But you know what you want. You know what you want to attract. So if you say, oh, no, Tammy, I don't care about any big organization, I just want to work for any organization and move to the UK, then you want to think, like, if you're like working for the government, like public, so that is like private driven, right? If it's public, driven organization, like, okay, it's the government, your university does not matter. You can go anywhere, to be honest. So you can go to anywhere because is maybe the government that is going to probably hire you, and they would not put any preference in that one, right? So you can choose anywhere to school in that sense, be it cheap or whatever it is. You can do that can be your own strategy. So you have to know, like I've said, where do you want to work. So you have to know right from the onset and say, oh, this is where I want to work, right? To be honest, I've not seen anybody go to all these cheap universities. I'm not going to name the schools, and they find themselves in all these global organizations. I've done my research. I might be wrong, but I've done my research, right? But if you want to work for like the small medium, like the medium scale companies or the small organizations, the startups, your university does not really matter. But what that matters then is that your experience, your skills that you've got, because they're going to come for you. Like, you have to be able to deliver in this role. So obviously you can go to whatever university you want to do, and then now start to develop your skill and add more value to yourself, so that you can be able to give value when you get to the interview stage, which is another video for another day. So I hope you got what I'm trying to say there. Like, you have to know where you want to work. I knew what I wanted to do, then you work backwards from that. Then what you want to do again, you want to go further to say, okay, the schools that you have in mind that you would want to choose, or even if anybody gives you like suggestion, yes, you've asked that, okay, what are the cheapest schools, or what do you ask for suggestions, what do you think about the school. You want to check the league table. There's something they call the league table to know the positions of where your school sits, or this school sits, before you make your choice. So what you want to do is that there's league table obviously for the UK, there's a global league table as well. So aside the fact that, okay, you want to see where your school sits in the UK, you can also check where do they sit like globally as well, just to give you an insight as to your like expectations from the school in terms of employability as well, because trust me, all these organizations, they also look at it. And like I'm saying, the global the global companies, the startups, the smaller scale companies, or the media scale companies might not pay too much attention to this, to be honest, but you want to, so if this is your own strategy, you want to really actually set yourself up for success, which many people do not do. So look at the league table. Where does your school sit? Then what you now want to do, even for, let's say, even the startups and the medium scale companies as well, they also want to attract the best the best people, to be honest, and you want to be one of those best people. Yes, I'm not saying that those people that go to all these schools are the best people, but I mean, this is strategic. Is it not to get that sponsorship? And that is why, when people are pivoting at the last point, you've done your master's. At the end of the day, you have like master's degree as a business analyst or as an engineer. And the next thing, you're pivoting into like healthcare assistant or something. I'm not saying it's bad, but you made a choice to do that course for a reason. So why not still do, why not push further, right? But at least if you've not chosen your school, that is why I'm doing this video, so that you are more strategic and you can actually attract what you want, and you're not desperate. that, oh my God, I just want a sponsorship, anything, let them just give me. This is something you are going to commit to for the next 5 years. But if you already know that, I don't care about any career progression or pivots to anything, I just want a sponsorship, you wouldn't have wasted your time and money to go and do like MSc in like business analyst, data science, and you would have actually gone to do something in the healthcare, and you'll be able to even be more valuable to your, to your sponsors, really, to the organization you're working for. You would have wasted all this time, right? So pay attention to the league table, look at it as well. Are the graduates from those type of schools, are they employable? You want to research it. Everything is on Google. Research it. Where are they employable? Even if they're trying to, go for like a PhD, would they easily find, schools to give them admission? These are all the things that makes life, like, it now appears like it's so simple to do when you are getting the job and all the opportunities, and people are thinking, how did you do it? How is it easy? It's because you worked your way, from your goal backwards. And that is why I'm here and I've got you covered. So we move to the third and final point. So the third and the final point is that research. So if you have now said, okay, this is the school I would, want to go to, or the course I would like to take. And please, before you choose any of these courses, check if, those jobs are in demand, like you can get, so that you are just positioned that you're not just looking for a job for looking sake. And you finish, you use up your post-study visa and you're now desperate and you're taking something else. Anyway, research. So the job, the school that you have actually now settled with, now research that city that you find yourself in and say, okay, this course that I want to do, right, in this school, in this particular university that I've chosen, in this particular city, will I be able to find jobs there? It's on Google. Research it. What are the job opportunities in this city that I've chosen? So you'll be able to see the types of jobs there. So maybe there for techies, you're not going to probably get a job there, for example. So you know that your strategy is that, okay, when I'm done with school, I would have to move to another city. So when you are now applying for a job at that time, you're not wasting your time and you're not thinking, oh my God, I've applied to 100, 200,000, 200 jobs and I'm not getting job. You know that in this city, you will not get a job. You just came here as a strategy to get this certification, right? To do your master's and get out, right? But if you start, like, if you're not working, let's say if it's public driven, like it's government, right? And something like social worker, mental health, you know that, okay, probably any city, you probably get a job because people need help in terms of their health in everywhere, really. So with that, you know that, okay, where I'm actually settling in, my choice of school, I will probably get a job on time if I'm, if I school here. But for example, if you did something like, say, engineering or in tech, and you move to like like, I'm not going to name any city, but you move to one city, like it's like a village, so to say. Yes, don't say there's no village in London. We know there's no village like that, but we know what we are saying. So you move to that type of city, you school there, and you're not looking for a job as an engineer. Abba, it cannot be easy for you. Or you're looking for a job in a global company, it will not be easy for you. But so your strategy now is that you know that when you school there, you're going to have to apply for a job outside your city, and you are more informed in your CVs to know that, when you're putting up your CV, to maybe probably find an address that, they would be more open-minded to give you a chance to see, oh, this person is not too far away. And this person would be, would be able to work, for example, in London or in Manchester, rather than in that city that you're already prejudged and say, oh, this city is too far. Yes, this person appears good, but I mean, our place is too far and we can't give this person a chance. You just don't know what is happening back end, but you just want to be positioned for success. So what am I saying? Do your research well and look at the employability of your course when you study that course, or the type of role that you want to come and do. When you get here, research that city that you actually want to, you want to settle in, just because obviously maybe that is the cost of the university is not so You also want to think about that, and that would give you more insight. So you already know that if you do this course in this city, you will not find that type of job here, for example, or this city does not have job like that. So you already know why you are there in the first place. Or I don't think this would make sense. This might make life more difficult for me. Let me research another city, another school. These are what people might not really tell you. I do not want to repeat what everybody have been, they've been telling you on YouTube or what you need to do to choose your university. I'm just speaking from point as the strategies, working your way from your goal backwards to actually nail your goal. So you are not only coming here, right, to study. You know why you are coming to study. If it's just that I want to get sponsorship, you already know what you want to do. If it's that, I want to make it in this, whatever I've been doing back in my country, I want to become better in it, you already know the strategy of what you want to attract. So I hope that, I've been able to add value. If you add if you have other points that people can look out for before they choose their university or their course of choice, please leave it in the comment section as well. And if there are any, if you have any questions, please do ask. If you also have you want us to make videos to give you more insights into other ways, other topics, other areas, also leave it in the comments, and I will be sure to find time to create that video to give you more insights on topics like this regarding studying, relocation, even your skilled worker visa, whatever it is. Please do feel free to leave it in the comment section. So till next time, but please, if you've not subscribed, please just come subscribe there. If you've not liked, please just press the like button. Help our ministry. Anyway, just just wishing you obviously all the best in your school search, your course search. But if you need any help, leave it in the comment section. Till then, bye.